Good morning. This is our final morning talking about love and regret. And the final thing that might be holding you is that you don't understand how regret and repentance work. And I want to inform you of that a little bit this morning. It's really important. I know people who have sinned, who have failed, who live in regret. And they're filled with sorrow. And that regret is sort of self-fulfilling. They can't get out of it. They feel like they're repentant because they feel bad about what they've done. But that repentance is only fueling further regret. And therefore, that lamentation has them caught in a kind of web of sorrow that they're unable to get out of. The gospel affords us a repentance without regret. Listen to the contrast of two kinds of sorrow that Paul highlights in 2 Corinthians 7, verses 10 and 11. They're informative for us in regard to regret. 2 Corinthians 7, 10 and 11. For godly grief produces a repentance that leads to salvation without regret. That is, godly grief is not bent on turning itself backwards again and again and always looking and lamenting that which was. It's pointed somewhere. It leads somewhere to a salvation without regret. Whereas worldly grief, the verse goes on, produces death. For see what earnestness this godly grief, godly sorrow, has produced in you, but also what eagerness to clear yourselves, what indignation, what fear, what longing, what zeal, what punishment. At every point, you have proved yourselves innocent in the matter. Let me reflect on this and summarize it. Worldly grief is self-pity. Worldly grief causes you to stare at regret and never get outside of regret. Worldly grief causes you to collapse in on yourself, in part because you think either A, you can solve your problem, or more likely, you've tried to solve your problem and realized it's a failed enterprise, and all you have to offer by way of solution is feeling bad. And feeling bad causes you to simply spin your wheels over and over and over and over and over again. It doesn't lead anywhere. But there is a kind of godly sorrow, and it is one where you lean upon the gospel. You're really sorrowful for what's happened, what you've done, failure on your part. But that sorrow causes you to run to the cross and to find there a renewed longing, a renewed zeal, even a renewed indignation and sense of, I don't ever want to do that again. It motivates you rather than destabilizing and demotivating you. So my encouragement to you is this. Godly repentance is not sorrow as self-pity. Godly repentance is sorrow as a gospel-centered forgiveness that you feel, you bask in, and you're renewed to walk in newness of life. Be restored today because your regret is not self-pity, but your regret is godly sorrow.